What's up, Alpha? It's your boy Alpha. Made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And it's Monday, so you know it's BackSeat Gaming, and I'm with the Alphas. Today we got the usual Bree, and today we got a new person, Frosty. Frosty, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, plug yourself, all that kind of good stuff.
Hello, I am Frosty. I am a content creator and I primarily play Apex Legends. I dabble in Valorant, and I'm supposed to be starting some New World here very soon. You can follow me on Twitch, Frosty Girl TV with a 0 for the O, and then socials is the same, some variation of that. It's all kind of spelled a little differently because all the usernames that I wanted were taken, and I could make them all line up the way I wanted to.
Yeah, shout out to Frosty for being here. We're looking forward to you getting your input, talking about your experiences, gaming, mental health, life, viewership. As today, everybody know the day is. Everybody know the day is part 1 of the streamer viewership etiquette, how to build a community and all those stuff. And as we have been for the last few weeks, we have Bree here. Bree, how are you today, Queen?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I didn't miss this podcast.
I'm glad you're here. Shout out to Bree showing up. I didn't think she was gonna be here today, but shout out to the Queen, always stumping through, showing up, and everything else. So today's podcast, we want to talk about something that's been going on recently, a little bit with every community, every different type of community. Streaming etiquette, viewer etiquette, how to attract the community you want, the stream you want, the people you want to your stream. We know some people just go for viewership, so they go all the way out. They go full on, do whatever it takes, whatever popular, get whatever person we want. Then we have people that want to build a close-knit community where they talk to people, want to know the people they're in the chat with, and many other things like that. So today's topic, I want to break down how are y'all as growing streamers and me as a growing content creator, how are y'all in the different facets of your life trying to create that community? What are y'all doing? Any advice, anything you have seen that you want to start, anything you're scared of, things like that?
I think for me, my big focus is just being myself. I know some people, when they start streaming, they want to kind of be this energetic, entertaining person, and sometimes it may make you not be yourself, and that may drain you. But I'm just focused on being myself because I want to attract my people. I want to attract, for me, I'm not an energetic type of person. So I don't want to attract energetic people who are expecting me to be energetic, because I just simply can't uphold that persona. So I think with just streaming, you should just really focus on being yourself, and you're not for everybody. So don't expect, everyone to like you.
That is true. Creating the environment. Yeah, creating the environment you want, the vibe you want, the being yourself, being true to yourself. Maybe it's a style of music too that people can relate to, because everybody wants that little thing they can relate to. Oh, you like this song? Okay, we can relate. We friends. We have something in common. Frosty, how about you?
I think for me, the biggest thing is always, again, being yourself. My chat knows, there are days where I'm going to be on stream and the vibes are going to be high the whole time and I'm in a great mood and everything's great. And then there are days where I'm okay, I'm here to hang out with you guys because I love you guys. But the mood's not always there. And I try not to stream on those days that I know I'm not going to be in a good mood. But sometimes I just want to hang out with my chat, whether I'm in a bad mood or not, And my chat, for the most part, like, I'm still growing, but my chat is super close. Like, I have the same regulars that are here with me every day, and that's super important to me. Like, they'll play with each, like, I have voice chats in my Discord for people, like, if they want to hop in and game together, they can do that. I have open channels for that. And they'll hop in there and play. Like, my viewers all play with each other. We all hang out in other streams together with some of my friends or people that, you know, we all collectively have watched. I think as far as growing, like, I think people expect to grow, not quickly necessarily, but I think people expect too much too soon a lot of the time. Because a lot of growing is networking, and a lot of people don't understand what that actually means. I think. Because I'm not, like, I have friends now whose chats I can go in and be like, yo, do you want to play now? Like, do you want to play? But it's not just like hopping into somebody's stream that I started watching 2 days ago and, yo, do you want to play with me? Like, and you're only asking because you're streaming and they stream, and you're hoping that you can pull viewers from that person's stream. That is not networking. So a lot of it is learning the right ways to network and how to approach people that you would like to network with. I'm still learning that. It's a learning process. And it's, you know, it takes time. It really takes time.
It does, taking time. Networking, learning people, meeting people, being part of another community, becoming friends, being in Discords, doing different things like that's great to do as a young streamer. Most people, as Frosty said, they don't do that. They really just, they be to themselves, and then they wondering, how do I build my community? You have to be more social, more out there, more not necessarily just energetic. As Bree said, you don't have to be energetic. You just have to find people you vibe with. People with that, as Bree always say, genuine energy. You know what I mean? So shout out to Bree for that genuine energy, that knowing when somebody genuine. Because a lot of people, you'll find out people on their platform will see you grow and they'll try to use you. So you have to be careful and protect your energy and stuff like that. And they will do what Frosty said. Met you 2 days, let's play because you got a bigger audience or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So people will do that and they will try to grow that way. And a lot of times they don't realize people can see through that. Like, you only come in when you want to play.
Yeah. I've seen it happen.
Yeah,
it happens all the time.
Yeah, every time you talk in chat, it's literally every 3 sentences. Hey, you want to play today? Like, you don't say nothing else. You don't talk to nobody in my chat. You don't respond. You don't have any, you know, you're a streamer, I'm a streamer, so you're trying to get that little boost or clips or whatever. Or, you know, the player is good at Apex or good at a video game, so they can carry you, and then you can get a YouTube video or maybe you can get a clip while they doing something. You can try to do something cooler. Just using people, but
you know, I've seen, you know how like some content creators, they have the guide the raid channel point redemption.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, or I've seen this one person come into one of my favorite streamers' chat and hear that he's ready to get off and raid someone, and then be like, "Oh, can you guide the raid to me? I'm streaming right now." And then get mad when he's like, "Oh no, bro, we already finna like raid somebody else, and like you haven't been here all stream, so no, I'm not gonna, you know, if I'm gonna raid you, I want it to be genuine. I'm not gonna raid you because you want me to raid you. That's not how guide the raid point redemptions work. You know, you use that for something, so for somebody else, not for yourself." And he got mad, and he hit him up on Discord and was like, "Bro, you have the channel point redemption. It doesn't matter who you raid." I'm just like, that's just so weird to me.
I think it does matter, though.
It does. It does. And it's the streamer's choice whether or not they want to raid. So even if you do use the channel report redemption, if the streamer doesn't want to raid that person, they don't have to. And it was just so weird to me. Like, I wanted to call this person out in chat. Like, I'd be ready to throw hands in the chat because people be like, they be tripping on the streamer. And it's like, how can you just be so selfish and like oblivious to other people's feelings? And it's just crazy to me.
I think what a lot of people don't realize too, like, is, and I know that some people just like don't care, but a lot of people expect us to not care when they do things like that, or like not care when they have something negative to say in general. But at the end of the day, we're human. If we're getting criticized for something, whether it's justified or not, like, we're going to feel that. We're going to carry that. It's not always conscious that we're carrying it, but we're going to carry it one way or another. Like, and you're going to start stream the next day and be thinking about what happened the day before.
Right.
Like, it's not as easy to just, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you're putting yourself out there for that. No, I'm putting myself out there to build a safe place where people can come and hang out and be themselves and entertain people, essentially. Like, that's what our job is. Our job is to entertain the people that want to come in and hang out with us, essentially. Like, we are blessed with the ability to do this, whether you have 10,000 viewers or 10. Those 10 people, and this is something else that I think a lot of people don't realize, having 1 viewer, having 10 viewers, having 100 viewers, like, those 1, 10, 100 people out of everybody on Twitch, there are hundreds of thousands of streamers on Twitch. There are so many of us. But those 1, 10, or 100 people chose you. They chose you. They chose to come into your stream and hang out with you out of everybody on Twitch. And I have to be really honest, like, I can be funny sometimes. Am I the best at the games that I'm playing? Not all the time. And if I had to pick between watching myself and watching probably any of my friends, I would probably pick any of my friends, because I don't expect people to come in and watch me. If they want to come in and watch and hang out, that's cool. If not, like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of content. There is a lot of content, and that's just on Twitch. That's not even counting the other streaming platforms, because people stream on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Like, there are so many platforms for people to use to stream. So I think being grateful for what you do have when you have it is also very, very important.
That's true.
That's true. I was telling my friend, my co-host on the other shows, what's the trend? I was telling him, I said, I'm excited about Thursday. I got that 1,500 views. But when I did that show Friday, I still thank the 10 people that watched the Autumn Mother video. Because I'm excited about it, because it's some like, accomplishment. Let's go. I did it before, but yeah, I feel like I'm getting back in the groove when I was getting them thousands, because I know it's been slow lately, and I had a period where I had to take a break, because like I said, I was doing 3 or 4, 5 videos a day and editing and staying up 2 or 3 o'clock putting out video, and I took a long break, and then it kind of go down, because that's how content creation is sometimes. But I've never been gigantic, but I'm back in the groove. I feel like I figured it out again, the algorithm and all that stuff. But still, during that time, 10 people took every time I put out, and I put out a lot of content. Like, I put out a lot of podcasts. I probably put out 4 a week, 4 or 5. So to take that time out to watch every one of those hour podcasts, you spent 5 hours of your week with me. I want to personally thank you.
That's a long time. That's a long time. And I don't think people realize that. Like,
yeah, even just spending time with the streamer, you're spending, 2 to 6, 12, how many hours people stream, you spending that time with that streamer every day that they stream. And like, for example, the streamer that I watch him every single day religiously for about however long he streams. So that's like between 5 to 12 hours. And the people that you meet, that you relate to, that you click with, it's like nothing to you to support them. And so when people choose me to hang out with, it's just kind of like wow, you really choose me to hang out. Like, you choose me to hang out with about like 5 hours a day and I appreciate that. Like, and I don't think there's anything that I can do to feel like that person feels my appreciation.
I agree with that. It's very hard. Like, especially when all you feel like you can do is say thank you. And really, like, I don't know, like, the people that come in and hang out with me are fantastic. And I love, like, learning, like, little things about them. Like, I feel like I learn something new from all of my regulars every day. Like, what they do, like, do they have pets, their families, whatever little details they want to share, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And I love coming into streams where the streamer is also willing to share those same details about themselves with their stream, as opposed to like kind of being just like all business and all about, you know, the game or whatever else is going on.
Yeah.
And I get, for some people it's their jobs, but like, I have to shout out for people like even Nick Merckx. He spent what, $600,000 on an M-Fam barbecue and invited anybody that wanted to come. Like, if you spend $600,000 for your community, I know it might be small because how blessed he's been and all that, but it's still something. Like, I don't know how to show y'all appreciation, but I'm gonna do something for you. Like, I know, because I know you. So you doing this thing for us, and it builds a community. Because I can say he's probably got one of the, to him, loyal communities there. Like, I don't know him personally, I don't know anything about him, but it's a community they rock with him, and you can feel it. And that's like, and some of the big streamers, you can tell they are completely disassociated from the streamer.
Yeah.
But they're there for his job. He's good at video games. So that's his job. I understand that side too. Like,
I mean, there are streamers that I watch specifically because I feel like I learned something watching them. Like, and I feel like that goes into like different sides of content creation, because I've seen Lulu talk about this a lot, because people ask her all the time how to grow as a streamer, and she says it pretty like point blank, like, you have to put in the work for it. You have streamers that have the personality for it, and they're super personable, maybe not the best at whatever they're doing, but they're super personable and they're magnetic to watch, so you love watching them for their personalities. And then you have people that don't really have the personality for it, but they are so good at what they do. They are so blessed with the ability that they have in whatever they're doing that it doesn't even matter. You want to watch them anyway. And then you have the very, very few that are blessed with both. You have that sweet spot right in the middle. So.
And I watch both. Like, I have no problems watching both.
Yeah. So like I said, we're building your community. You know, it comes with hate. It comes with people. We know Twitch has had a problem with different hate rates, viewership, that people that type in words to hate. And it's really dope when you're the streamer and you have built a community where they just go off on the hate. Like, when a random dude come in, just go off on them. So, like, even though it hurts you, but you know it feels good that, like, hey, my people rock with me. They on my team.
Right.
So I think that's an amazing thing about streaming too. Because I know a lot of focus go into negative, especially with the internet right now. Like it's a lot of negative. It's a somebody say something you like, oh my god, it hurt me, and I get it because it does. We're human, so that's what happens. You get hurt. People say negative things. People do negative things. People try to bring you down. They try to make you stop doing what you want to do in life. They're trying to set up barriers from you growing and you becoming finding your space in the world. Whether it's being good at being a pro gamer or it's being a content creator. Like, hey, if I can knock her, whoever mood down, you're just good because you're a girl. You're just all those different
One of my favorite.
like,
one of my favorite.
You only get views because of this. They try to knock you down. Why? Because they want you to have that negative mindset. They want you to have that bad energy. They want you to feel it. Because why? Because you're not yourself when you get in it. You're not you. You're not fully you because you're getting wore down. So they want that to you because they probably not successful themselves. They're not. They're probably just viewers. They're scared to actually do it.
Exactly.
Like I went on the radio a few years back and I came up with this saying. I said the opposition of success is not failure, it's fear, because everybody that succeeded failed. Only people that didn't never succeed were the one too scared to try.
Yeah.
So I always think about that, and so when I do this, when I do YouTube videos, I do a video, I put all my effort into it. I do it. I know people do streams, they put all their effort to it. Frosty, Bree, they do everything, and then they don't do as well. Nobody show up, all that, and I understand, and it's hard, but I love doing this. So that's how I can overcome a lot of mental hurdles and knowing that somebody trying to, like, if I quit or if something bad happened, I can overcome because I'm choosing to do what I love. Because as I said in the first one, I write my book. So, and that's why I think when you thinking of building your community, I think that's a big part of it. Because your community going to be part of your book. People teach you things.
And you have to have you have to have enough passion to keep going.
True.
Because people are gonna come. They're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna have people who see your potential and they don't want you to see it. But you have to have enough passion to keep going. You know, you gotta ignore it and know that the people who are by your side are by your side, and that's all you need. But for some reason, it's just that the negative comments are the ones that bother us the most. And that's even though you had a full stream of people complimenting you and telling you how great you are, when you end stream, it's always that little hater comment that rings in the back of your head, and you're kind of just like, well, what did I do to deserve that? And I think that's just the human part that comes in, like your brain always tries to figure out why, and
what do I have to do differently?
Exactly. But I think the answer is just simply that you're just not for everybody. Not only just that, but also because people are just unhappy and they need somewhere to express it. And so they choose the wrong outlets to express it.
I think that's true too. I think that, oh my God, I have made some great friends in the Twitch community, and honestly, I thank God for them, because the first time I see anything, I like, oh my God, the shit they have put up with for me texting them or like messaging them and asking them like, oh, should I be doing this? Or I don't know, just like asking their opinions, and they literally have all said the same thing. Relax. Relax. You are going to have people that don't like you. They don't like your content. It's not going to matter what you do, how you change. if you switch games, if you're better at the game than you are right now, it's not going to matter what you do, because they're going to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just be yourself, do what you love, and love what you do, and be good to the people around you. And that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And that is something we all can learn from in every facet, because that appears everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find somebody that hates you. You don't even know who they are. And they be like,
Right.
I don't like you. I'm like, for what?
It be your friends too. It be your own too. Sometimes.
It does.
My real life friends do not understand this. They want nothing to do with it. They don't get it. I don't know. So all my friends right now are Twitch friends, and that's fine for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Same.
And that's not just for gaming, Twitch, anything you do in life. This advice falls into that category. If you want to paint, your first paint not going to be Picasso, and somebody's going to have something negative to say, and that's how it's going to be. And you got to realize you got to keep painting to get better. And once you do it the millionth time, like they say, when you perfect something, you got to do it a million times. You do it a million times, you'll be better. And then we'll see. And if some people still gonna hate it, no matter what. So it might not fit their taste, or maybe they just don't like you for whatever reason. People find ways to not like you, so you gotta. It's something we learn to deal with as people, and I want to go from the viewer side as well on this. When you see someone affect one of your favorite streamers, a lot of times you feel helpless, and you just go on the you try to make them feel better, and you know you probably can't, but you still gonna go out there and type.
Yeah.
Like, and you know it didn't affect them, but you're like, I don't know how I affect them. I'm gonna try to. And then when you're willing to do that for somebody, that's a special connection. It is. It's especially like, you down, I'm finna try to make you feel better. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. It goes back to what I said when they jump on that person who come in your chat with whatever phobic schisms they have against anybody, and they just attack it. That's an amazing feeling. That is an amazing feeling. A lot of times, we talked about it last week, Bree. A lot of times it's the hardest thing to notice when you want to you see it, but you're not in the mood, so it doesn't come off as appreciative as you want it to be as a streamer too.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So things like that, being able to afford that. Have y'all had that experience yet, where you notice that you're down and people in the chat trying to lift you up, but
Yes. Yeah.
you still don't quite feel it?
Definitely. I'm in the middle of it, and I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I don't feel like I don't know. It's kind of a hard feeling to explain. I feel like it's mostly just, I would really say helplessness. Like, you can't boost yourself up, and it sucks. Honestly, it sucks on the streamer side and the viewer side, I feel like, because I'm going to bring up Lulu again. I'm sorry, because she's one of my favorites and I love her. But watching everything that happened with her over the summer, it was really hard. It was really hard. She was the first Apex streamer that I started watching on Twitch, whether regardless of male or female. She was the very first streamer that I started watching on Twitch, and she was already huge. So, and now I've been there for about a year, I think now. And it's hard when you watch your favorite people go through hard times like that, because you can't really do anything about it. So like you said, we all sent all the love that we could her way. And it took her a couple of days, but she, you know, she thanked all of us for all the love that we had to share. And when she came back on Twitter after her vacation and told us what day she was streaming again, we all showed up that first day. And, you know, you just keep doing what you can do, which is give love.
I think for me, what's also hard is seeing my friends stream, and I guess like when haters come in, or you can tell that they're bothered, but they're trying to act like they're not bothered. That is also hard for me because it's like, you know, well, I always express how I feel, you know. I'm a very personable, inclusive person, and I don't hide my emotions. If I'm having a bad day, I say I'm having a bad day, and I express that I'm having a bad day. So when I see, you know, my streamer having a bad day but trying to like ignore that, it kind of just makes me feel bad, because it's usually the ones that are the most, they're the sweetest person and they go through the most. And so I think that hurts me more. It's just that the fact that they hide it. And since I'm a big energy reader as well, so since I'm like reading their energy and I can tell like something is wrong, but then when I ask, they're like, no, I'm good. It's just kind of like, okay, you know.
Yeah, I'm more of a cerebral type person. I will always express myself. I can get lost in work, basically. I'm a type of person that can get lost in what I'm doing. So things tend not to bother me as much as everything else because I have a goal. And when I have a goal, I always go for it. And I go tunnel vision, which all the time I will admit is not good. It's pros and cons to everything. It's a lot of cons to that, by the way. Being very, like, I'm right now with this overall 99 ENT, this overall 99 media channel. Thank Frosty and Bree, these legends, for being here. But with this channel, I am dialed in, and a lot of times I miss things going around me. I will miss, like Bree said, she reads energy. I can do that too, but when I'm tunnel vision, that's when I stop noticing things that I normally would notice. Like when friends and family like, oh, something bothers you, but now I'm tunnel vision. So there's cons to that too. You can be like, oh, when you're tunnel vision, you can focus. Maybe your mental health better, but the people around you might not get that same love from you as you normally give. So what I always try to do is I try to talk to as many people as possible so I can always keep that empathy. That's why I love doing, that's why I'm glad I'm tunnel vision on this and not some other business that I was helping, or
like something solo where you're not
where I have to
talking.
where I'm actually having a conversation with people from all kind of background from all across the country, communicating on this little device that COVID somehow got me on, which made me fall in love with doing this, by the way, because I was doing photography and social media management stuff before this. And that is, if I get tunnel vision on that, that's just me solo doing my thing, taking pictures of dogs doing tricks. Good money, but it was my own thing. And then COVID happened. You couldn't really do that because the casino closed and people didn't want you in their house around them. So now I decided, hey, I got this webcam in 2017 to record reaction videos that I never did because my internet was bad. And I'm like, why not do it now? So I decided that I made this a media company because it was supposed to be for my friend's music, which I was his social media manager as well. And I was like, hey, you put out a song once every 2 months. This channel is empty. Let's grow it. And little things like that in your life, you start doing and you learn about different people. I just met Frosty for the first time. Amazing person. Let's go. I met Bree recently, a few months ago. Bree is amazing. You get to meet. I met some people from Just a Fan, Man Cave, that I never met. So a bunch of different things. You get to meet interesting perspectives and learn. And even though I'm tunnel vision, I can still kind of keep that empathy. So finding something that a community can keep that empathy, even if you are thing, is probably good for your mental health as well as a streamer. Even if you are one of those pro gamer streamers, just to find a community that can kind of keep that with you, that you can get in Discord with. I know a lot of them do get in Discord with other pro streamers and they can relate to certain things, but things like that. Any advice on anybody that's feeling a little bit lonely in this space? I know Frosty said earlier about networking and things like that. Any other advice, Bree, Frosty?
Honestly, when I first, even before I actually like started streaming regularly, like as far as feeling less lonely, like hang out in other chats, talk to people. Like I know that there are some streamers that can't pay attention to chat all the time. We entertain each other. Like if the streamer we're watching is playing in a tournament or something where they can't just sit there and read chat and then talk to us the whole time, or they're playing ranked and RP is, you know, they gotta get RP. They can't get RP if they're sitting there talking to us the whole time. We talk to each other. We entertain each other when the streamer can't entertain us or like is doing something that their attention cannot be on us all the time, because streaming takes a lot. Like you're paying attention to chat, you have to pay attention to the game or whatever else you're doing. You're paying attention to OBS, like making sure that the bitrate's fine, that you're not dropping frames if you're in game. You have to pay attention to what your hands are doing. If you're on M&K, you have to make sure you're hitting the right keys. A lot of it's muscle memory, but it's super easy to fat finger and mess something up in game. If you're on controller, same thing. There are a lot of things that streamers have to pay attention to. Like they have to make sure their audio is still right. They have to make sure
Mike muted is that's a chat favorite.
Do that all the time. All the time. I will be in Discord and literally screaming comms and ranked to my friends or whoever I'm playing with, and they can't hear me because I'm muted because I was talking to chat.
Yeah.
I do that all the time, but like we have a lot of things to pay attention to at one time. So if we're not like talking to chat, it's not because we don't want to. It's not all the time because we don't want to or we're not paying attention. It's because there's so many little things that play into making sure a stream runs smoothly. It's a lot.
That is true. People don't know about all that second monitor stuff. They just see you on the screen, like, oh, you play games and talk to chat. Like, I gotta make sure my mic, my frames, I gotta make sure I shift scenes when I got to.
Oh my god, I forget to do that all the time. I'll put up. So me and my chat do this thing where we watch Hot Ones while I'll like eat lunch or something. So when my food gets here, I'm like, all right, chat, y'all know what time it is. And then I'll put on Hot Ones and they're like, Frosty, we're still staring at the Apex lobby. I'm like, oh no, let me switch over. Let me switch over to YouTube real fast. I forget all the time. They yell at me.
That's good. That's that community. Bree, any advice from you?
What was the question again?
Any advice to someone that's just not getting the content creation, just now starting YouTube, streaming, anything in that ilk, and they're feeling a little lonely right now? How do they become part of a community to grow their community? Not, as we said before, don't do those things we advise you not to do, but how would you recommend?
I think same thing Frosty said. I do that quite often, actually. Whenever I feel lonely, I just go and find it. Well, if my streamer isn't streaming, I go and find another community that's, pretty cool, and I just go and chill with them. And I think if you're also a streamer, that's also a good way to network. Just go and find other content creators that you vibe with. And 9 times out of 10, if they vibe with you, they're gonna ask you, hey, do you stream? Oh, let me follow you real quick. Like streamers, we love to help out other streamers who are also genuine. So it's like, if you can just find someone that you vibe with, they'll make sure like you're not alone. They'll make sure you're good, and they'll like help you out. And then if you like the streamer, you're also gonna like the chat because it's like it's the same vibes. So I think that's the number one thing that I do when I feel lonely. Just go, and there's a bunch of people. You can pick any game that you want to watch. Somebody's streaming it.
A friend of mine actually, I can't remember what the game. It might have been Tekken. I think she made a joke about how she was going to start streaming Tekken and be the #1 streamer for that game on stream because Apex was making us angry as usual. She made a joke about it, and then she actually went to go look, and she's like, oh my god, like there are actually people that do this, and there are like thousands of viewers in this stream, and they're watching a Tekken tournament. Like that's a thing that people watch. So it's any game, anything you could possibly want to watch on Twitch, it's there.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
And you find amazing people in a community that you didn't think you look like. Hey, I played this game 4 years ago and I don't think it's doing that, but you go search it up and you'll find some amazing person who just doing what they love, and you might click with them, and y'all can play tournaments together, be duos in Fortnite. You know, it ain't big as it used to be or something like that. People like, oh, Steve, people still play this? Yeah, if you enjoy it, do it. Do what you love. It's good for your putting all that pressure, just playing popular games, doing all that kind of stuff. I see a lot of people do it. Do what you love. If you like playing the game, 100% go for it. But if you don't like it, don't force yourself to do something you don't like.
I think that's something that a lot of content creators struggle with too, though. They'll play one game. Like, honestly, I think having a main, like, focus, like a main category is important. Like I said, I'm primarily an Apex Legends streamer, and that's fine for me. Like, I love the game, but there are some, like, I love the game. I love there are little things about it that I think could change, but overall, like, I love the game. It's the best battle royale out right now, I think, and there's a lot to love about it, but there's also a lot that's frustrating. And a lot of content creators that I know, specifically to Apex, they're frustrated with the game, but they're scared to branch out and try new things because they're scared to lose viewers. Now, your core viewers that are with you every day, they will watch you play whatever. It's going to be hard to bring everybody over to whatever new game you want to play, but you risk, I think, losing like newer viewership if you're like hopping around between a bunch of different games. But at the end of the day, people are going to be more attracted to seeing you happy and vibing on a stream than being visibly frustrated by the same thing every day. And that's something that I struggle with, because my chat asks me all the time, oh, you keep saying you're going to do a Dead by Daylight stream, where is it?
Russell, we expecting New World.
Yeah.
That's another one they're waiting for right now. I have it. I have the game. Yeah, see, they're asking me right now, where's Dead by Daylight? I brought it up and now I'm paying for it. Oh my god. Yeah, but also, right, I re-downloaded Dead by Daylight. It's coming, I promise. But yeah, it's all about, try new things if you want to. You might find a game that you love more than the game that you're playing right now.
Yeah.
Or you might find an activity that you enjoy. Like, they have streams for everything. They have streams for art. They have streams for music. I'm pretty sure you could find a knitting stream somewhere if that's something that you're into. Like, there is something for everyone.
I would probably start a knitting stream. Shoot,
Let's
I
go,
like to
Bree.
knit.
Can I come watch that and you teach me how to do it? Because I don't know how to do it, and I'm trying to learn.
Well, I crochet. That crochet's much easier than knitting, I think.
Teach me.
It's pretty easy, actually. But it's just, and that's where it comes in. You have to, you see where your viewers stand. Some people are there for you, for your personality, and then some people are there for the game. So when you stop playing the game, those viewers go, but the people who are there for you and your personality will stay. Like I just had someone, like yesterday, my favorite streamer said that they're not going to stream New World anymore because multiple people in his community has told him that they're tired of him playing New World and that it's boring. And so he's going to stop playing New World. And then so, the people who are there for, him, like the personality, were like, whoa, what?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you stopping New World? Like, we enjoy you playing New World. You play whatever you want to play.
Mm-hmm.
But because they care about the viewers, they're kind of like, I got to switch it up. So just like, I can respect it, I respect that you want your viewers. But at the same time, it's just like, that's what I don't want to do that. I want to play what I love. And either you're there for me or you're not. And it's fine if you're not there for me. I'll play that game again and maybe I'll see you around again. It's all good, And that's also why I don't look at numbers, because I want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing.
It took me a long time to be comfortable turning off the view count when I stream. It took me so long because I felt like I was so focused on it. So props to you for not paying attention to it, because it took me a long time to get there.
Yeah, the anxiety is real when I have my view count up, especially when I get rated. And then like when I got rated, I would see my view count quickly go down, and that would just discourage me.
Mm-hmm.
And so exactly, like I just turned it off, and I kind of get mad at myself because sometimes I'll forget to turn it off. And then I'll like accidentally glance at it. I'm like, oh dang. And I'll see I have a low view count, and then I'm like, well, it's time to end stream soon. And it just shouldn't be like that. But I think we're so much harder on ourselves. I think that if we treated ourselves the way that we treat other people, we would be a whole lot better mentally about streaming.
I think that's super hard too. I did not get to take part in the discussion from the last podcast, and I really wish that I did, because mental health is such a huge thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of content creators don't really focus on, because they feel like they have to grind 24/7. Like, it is hard to grow on Twitch if you're not maintaining a presence on other platforms. But maintaining a presence on those other platforms, that takes more time on top of the time that you're already putting into Twitch. Unless you have editors or people to do it for you, and that costs money. So, and a lot of content creators don't have the money to do that. So I know quite a few very good friends of mine that will stream for extended periods of time, 8-9 hours, and then go through their own content and make YouTube videos themselves. Props to Princess for doing that, because she does that herself, and she's amazing. Like, she is amazing to watch and learn from. She's a great person. I love playing with her. Her personality is incredible. And she does all of her own YouTube videos. She does all of her own editing. Like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is so hard. It is so much pressure. It is so much work and time and energy and blood and sweat and tears that a lot of people don't see.
It's so easy for them to talk down on it too. But it's just like, okay, whenever I see someone hating, the first thing I think of is, okay, are you doing the same? And they're never doing the same. And they could never do the same. Because if they did, they'd be too busy to go and talk down on another streamer. So
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I saw a comment that said one time I've never seen someone hate on me that was doing better than me.
Right.
True. That is so true.
Because people that's doing better doing the same thing. That means if I'm grinding and they doing better than me, that means they gotta be grinding too. They ain't got time. So
They
if
don't have time.
Yeah, so if they actually gave me something, probably advice, but I've never seen a person that do better than me. It's a reason they hating on you.
Yep.
That is so incredibly true, actually.
And a lot of it is like some people scared to start content creation. Some people scared to start this streaming business. They're scared to put their personality out there, put themselves online. So
nobody wants to be judged.
Yeah, so they want to, but they rather just sit there and criticize somebody else is doing it. So it's easier for them. Like I said, the people on Twitter that hate you the most is a dude with some anime profile picture with no pictures of themselves on it at all. Ain't nothing wrong with that, by the way.
And they're bored because you know that they just create new burner accounts so that they don't have to say it on the main. Mm-hmm. Say it with your chest. You got something to say it with your chest. Say it on the main. Don't hide behind your little burner Twitter account. But like you got time to create a whole new Twitter to talk shit, basically. Excuse my language, I'm sorry.
It's all right. We passed the 30-minute mark. YouTube don't care no more. They're not even gonna watch the rest of the video.
Like, you have all this time to sit down, make a burner Twitter account to talk shit to somebody that you are probably never gonna meet in real life, that you would not have the audacity to say anything to if you did meet them in real life. What else could you be doing with that time?
Exactly.
What else could you be doing with that time?
You can do a
lot, probably.
Yeah, you could. You probably could start your own channel or do something productive or do anything. Advice to everyone that's doing this, because we're gonna kind of end it on this. I'm gonna give them something. I'm gonna give Bree and Frosty some whatever they want to say to end this one. This one was this is Frosty's first one, so we're gonna keep it positive. Next week will be part 2. We're gonna get more into the negative side. We mentioned it, but we're gonna get to some of that what we ended on. We're gonna say that. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the people that try to use you and all that stuff in the community and try to get good with you and do all that. We kind of mentioned it, but we didn't really dive into it. So we kept it positive today. And a little bit of advice, when you're doing Twitter and when you're doing Twitch, I learned this from doing all these long podcasts. Timestamp as much as possible. When you know something happened, look at your time and write it down. It will save you a whole lot of time in editing. Keep your folders separate. I do that with my YouTube. Each logo, all that stuff, I got it separated into a YouTube folder. That way I can easily find it. I don't have to search for it. And when I make something new, I put it back in there. That way it's easy to find. It ain't 100 files. It's just 20 here, 20 there. Try to compartmentalize and make everything easier for you. Bree, any last thing you want to say before we get out of part 1 of the community backseat game?
If you want to stream, definitely just do it. Don't think too much about it. Just do it. You don't need much. Everybody starts from somewhere and everybody starts from 0. So don't think that, you're going to stream and you're going to get 3 viewers. It's affiliate. It takes for you to keep a 3 viewer count. So it's, you start from 0. Don't get discouraged. Don't think about it too much. We all started there. So just do it. Don't think.
Plug yourself, Bree. Plug.
You can follow me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, at Bree Games 2, BRI Games 2 with 2 O's.
All right, the link is in the description. Frosty, anything on the first episode of Community Part 1 backseat game?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed the discussion. I loved being here. The second thing is probably we said it at the beginning, be yourself. If you can't be yourself on stream, then I don't know. Just be yourself. Don't take it too seriously. This job is not easy. If everybody could do it, everyone would do it. So be patient with yourself. Be patient with learning to grow. Be comfortable with growth, because with that growth is going to come criticism, constructive or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Network, pick 3. Okay, actually, there is one thing. I'm sorry, this is going a little longer, but I had a discussion with a friend of mine recently, and this is something that I do for myself. Pick 5 streamers, 5 of your favorite streamers or content creators or pros or whatever it is that you want to do. Pick 5, okay? And then make a list and write down everything that you love that they do, and then everything that you don't.
Mm.
And try and find a middle ground somewhere. Like, be the streamer that you want to see on Twitch, because there is room for everyone.
There is. Frosty, plug yourself, bro. Plug yourself.
Oh, you're right. I keep forgetting. Okay, so you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and YouTube. It's all some variation of Frosty Girl TV. Some of them have a 0, some of them don't. Twitch does. Twitter is just Frosty Girl. Instagram is Frosty Girl TV, spelled exactly like Twitch. YouTube is the same. I think that's it. So if you ever want to come in and hang out for a little while, you are more than welcome.
Thank you, Frosty, for being here. First time here. We appreciate you. We love it. Let's go. And I want a special shout out to Bree, a queen, always here, even when she don't feel well. So most definitely follow her. We love you, Bree.
We do love you, Bree. I just met you today, but I love you already.
Thank you.
And that's it. I hope y'all had a good one. Remember, based on this whole show, man, everything, the world sometimes try to work against you. Everybody try to tear you down. People want what you have. We're going to talk about all that next week. It's a bunch going on. I know it's hard. The internet, social media, real life, all that stuff. Remember to keep stomping. Why? Because if you keep stomping, I said this about YouTube. I tell you about a new video game that come out that you love, and you might be one of the first people on it, and then you blow up from that. Anytime something amazing in your life could literally happen at any time. And it could be on that day that you didn't want to do it. So keep grinding. If you really love what you're doing, keep grinding, keep stomping. And like I said, something amazing will happen. Peace.